Hey everybody, this is Red Specs Gaming, and welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival. So this is, I believe, the first game that I recorded on this channel for way back in like Alpha 6 of Empyrion, and it's a game I like to go back to periodically and check out, because it's a lot of fun. It's got great build mechanics. I mean, you can craft everything from bases to small fighter jet type things to like huge capital ships that you can dock other vehicles on and travel the galaxy, go from star system to star system. It's a fun survival game. If you've never seen this before, definitely check this out. I'm sure you'll like this. And I figured they just released their Alpha 12 experimental, so it's not even the stable release, it's the experimental release of their Alpha 12, and it's been a while since I played it, so I figured we would start a series here, and depending on how well you guys respond to said series, we'll continue it or not on the channel. Obviously we discontinued the ARC series. There wasn't a lot of interest there, but do me a favor, if you are interested in this and you enjoy this video, you enjoy this gameplay, and you want to see more of this, make sure you like the video, make sure you comment below, because that lets me know. Let me know what you think, if it's something you want to see, and if the video does well enough, then I will continue this series. We'll add it on next to our Minecraft series, and we'll go from there. So that said, I'm going to run this just like I would any other, as if you guys have never seen this game before, so there'll be lots of tutorial stuff that I'll walk you guys through. And we're going to start a survival single-player game. We've got a game name of Red Specs Alpha 12. The seed is 459419. We're going with medium difficulty, and we're starting on, I guess you would say, Kasayanmet. And that's because this is going to be, you know, a fairly medium of the road type planet to start on. And so we're going to get started here. So I hope you guys are ready. If so, sit back, relax, and let's go. So when you start out in Empyrion, you're coming down from the wreckage of your ship in orbit to the planet that you've chosen to start out on, and you have this escape pod, which you can have a little bit of control of, but not too much. It's going down no matter what. The best you can do is angle it and aim towards something. We just got this open plane here, obviously. So we land here. Alright, then you get control, and your IDA kicks in. It's your integrated data assistant, and it basically is your quest log. It's what it is. It's your game log. It's letting you know, hey, ship status, there was a malfunction in the engines, resulted in its destruction. What's the current situation? We crashed on an unknown planet. The pilot status, that would be me, successfully abandoned the ship in an escape pod, as we can see. And the health is low but stable, so you can see we're at half of our health right now. Robinson protocol has been initiated, and now you basically can either activate the Robinson protocol or you can abort it. And this is your tutorial. We're going to activate it and go through it because I haven't seen what they've done with this in a while. So we're going to activate the Robinson protocol, and we go, welcome back, glad to see you alive. To start with the Robinson protocol, please access the escape pod in with your F button. So okay, and you see there's a bunch of stuff in here that we want, especially the survival tool. You get a flashlight if you need a flashlight. You got a detector, which is kind of a passive thing. Same with the ore scanner. As long as they're in your inventory, they work. We get a survival tent, a portable heater, a water condenser, and then we have some water, we have some energy bars, and we have a health kit. Okay, and so this is in alpha, like I said, so there's some things that still aren't working. Like you see the keys, it tells you what to open with the keys. They're shown invalid for some reason, but basically it wants you to open your personal data assistant, which in our case is going to be I think it's actually F3. There we go. And it says you can find all the information you need here. If you click the PDA log, you can see everything that's been said so far. up into, this is your kind of your quest log here. You can see this is Protocol 1, 2, and 3. There's 3 kind of chapters to it. We've just did the escape pod part, and now we're doing the log file. And when we escape out, it'll finish that out. Now it wants us to access our inventory. And then here it wants us to take the energy bar and eat it with shift plus right mouse button. So we'll do it from here just to make sure we get it right. Shift, right mouse button. We eat the energy bar. That gives us a little bit of food. And we're going to do the same thing with the health pack. We keep one for ourselves. And then it wants us to basically take the survival drill, right click, set it to resource drill. You can see how you get a little thing on the ground here. And all of these kind of rocks that you see around, they actually have different stuff. So this is a stone rock. This is a copper rock, and I know this from experience. And if you shoot it, it breaks up, and then you can pick up the little chunks of metal that it drops. And this is a stone rock, so we'll do that too. So there we go. And as we see other rocks, I'm going to make sure we stop and grab those. And that wants us to harvest things. So you'll find a lot of different plants that give stuff. They either give vegetables or they give protein. Like this gives protein apparently. Plant protein. And so we'll grab a couple of those. And then it wants us to craft either an energy bar or juice, depending on what you found. In our case, we found plant protein. And so if you come over here to Survival Constructor, you've kind of got a built-in constructor in your suit that can do a few basic things, like some emergency O2, another detector, another tent. But the thing we're interested in is the energy bar. So we'll do that. And while that's crafting, I'm going to grab some more metal. We can use stone too, so I'll just go ahead and get stones while we're at it. There's crushed stone. Plus you get experience for doing that stuff. And these things that you harvest, they will grow back in time. Commander, I'm receiving a distress call from near my location. I set a marker on your screen. And so you can see on my inventory, there's a couple of things, or I'm sorry, not on my mini-map, there's a couple of things going on. First off, the yellow dot represents the current, what we're supposed to go to. Alright, so we're looking at this large wreckage. And the second thing is, you see the little red outlines around the edge of my mini-map? Those represent like POIs or things that we're detecting with a scanner. So because we have the detector in our area, it'll show us, hey, there's something in that direction. And so you can go in that direction and look for it. And now, you see these monsters here? Last time I played this, they weren't aggro, but that could have changed. They look like they'd be something that'd be aggressive. They got like spike hands and like teeth and club tail. We're gonna avoid them. I'm not gonna risk it. These with the blue, these are iron. So we're gonna collect a little bit of everything along the way. Ideally, we want to find copper, we want to find iron, and we want to find silicon. And the first one we got was copper. I'm pretty sure this is just stone. Silicon has kind of silvery flakes in it, the way that had blue. So we'll go over here, and I'm going to grab all this as we go. I think this is still just stone, but we can use the stone to make concrete later on, so worth having. We're going to work our way towards the large wreckage. We're going to loot everything that we can along the way because it's experience. This is a honey, like an alien honey thing. Alright, these guys, they warn of danger, and I think they're warning of me right now, but we can get that, and it won't attack you. You won't get attacked by bees. So that's honey. You'll also notice anything that you loot has perish time on it, and that's how long till it spoils. So like this is 59 minutes and this is 22 minutes. So be prepared for that. Your stuff will spoil if you don't get it into a fridge. And at the beginning, that's kind of going to be the way, because we're not going to be able to do much about it. Some things that you craft will last longer. Like if we look at this guy, he's got a perish time of 90 as opposed to the 22 on that. If we take him out of that, it's still 90. Okay, it used to be you could leave it in here and it would kind of cheated the system a little bit. And then, of course, you'll see there's wreckage. A lot of times you can find stuff like in these wreckages, like boxes for loot and stuff. A lot of times they're just wreckage. So, we found a new POI wreckage, and I'm looking to see. I don't see any kind of box in this one that is obvious. So, probably not worth messing with. They're good for when you want to, like, steal, like, points from them. So let's grab some more iron here. I'm sorry, when you want to steal plates, like you can salvage the blocks on it for metal plates. I don't think we found any silicon yet. Let me look. We got crushed stone, we got copper, and we've got iron so far. All of these are just crushed stone. So this POI is what? It looks like it's kind of wreckage too. Ooh, there's radiation here. So, you gotta be careful of that. You see that over on the right, underneath the temperature gauge, there's a radiation gauge. And so when you get close to certain things, like generators and things like that, they can create radiation. Let's go in here and see what this little arrow is pointing at. Alright, those things sound scarier than they are. Teleporter is not active. Press F to talk to the service station console. Damage. You need legitimate ID. Alright, so nothing we can do right now, apparently. But we can look in these personal cargo boxes and take the purified water. Thanks. I think that's one container. Ooh, back up. Back up from that. Alright, so we're going to back away. Probably something we can look at later. So let's see. Go over this way, towards the large wreckage. Getting close to the signal. Cool. Let's eat another one of these real quick. Shift, right click, right? Yep. Raise my food up. Do the same thing on these. I would kill some of these dinos for their meat, but right now I don't have a weapon. And with this tool, the best you can do is defend yourself with it. You're not really gonna chase down and kill anything with it, so it's almost not worth trying. Those are vegetables, so we just picked up veggies. Used to be all these kind of had their own, they were their own thing, and they changed it to like just protein and or vegetables. So here's the wreckage. Looks like it's part of a ship, or was part of a ship. And we were supposed to open the map at some point. So you can see where we are. This is the planet map. And if you, as you start to go through sectors, you uncover the sectors. And we've seen some of this because we were coming down. Like all of these we probably saw because we were high up in the air, so you can see more. And then we moved from where the escape pod is to here. So we have to get the personal cargo box within the wreckage, it looks like. Where would that be? Where would you be, personal cargo box? Are you up top, maybe? We don't have any jump jets yet, because we don't have armor. Once we have armor, we'll have jump jets. We can get up higher. Right now, it's just us and our spacesuit. Where would I find a personal cargo box in this thing? I feel like I don't see one. Do you guys? Oh, right there. Okay. Alright, so here's some iron. Here's some silicon. Here's more copper. Some mechanical components. Some more water. A bunch of stuff, like, for growing. Like, eventually we can plant these sprouts. Fiber for crafting, and a base starter kit. So that's good. Alright, with the newly found items and devices, we should start a camp. First, open the tech tree by pressing, well, in my case, it's F3. And so this is your tech tree. And in this tech tree, you basically unlock things, right? So, in our case, we want to go to the miscellaneous, what the quest wants us to do, and we want to unlock the portable constructor. And so this is a better constructor than the one that's in our suit. And if we look at our suit now, we can craft the portable constructor within our suit, so we upgrade our construction ability. And so we're doing that now. And you notice, like I said, this is the only things that there's like, what, 15 things here we can craft. This thing will give us access to a lot more things. And it's still portable, so it'll allow us to travel about, take it with us until we figure out where we want our base to be. Usually I like base being near a water source so we can make oxygen, because we're going to need oxygen when we start building space like ships and going out of orbit and stuff like that. Right now we're fine. There's plenty of oxygen in this environment, but this will not be our only place that we visit, obviously. Alright, and so as soon as that gets done, we'll be ready to go on to the next one, which is placing it. We're doing craft now, so let's run around and get some more food while we wait. We'll grab some more of this protein. All of these things. Here's some silicon. This is what silicon looks like. Now, one thing you should be aware of is these are just tiny, tiny deposits that you find on the surface. There are actually huge deposits under the surface. And when we have a better mine, a better drill, we'll start cracking those. We'll actually use our building drone to do that. If I hit F5 right now, you have a drone that goes around, and whatever tools you have, that drone has access to. Oh, by the way, this is my character. He's a space dwarf. That's how I looked at it. You can kind of set up your character, choose skin color, all of that kind of stuff. Choose his body type, his face. There's a bunch of preset faces that you can choose from. So I chose this guy here. And this drone actually exists in the world. If this was multiplayer, you could see the drone. It can also be destroyed. Not permanently, but like it can get shot down when you're trying to scout with it. So let's grab a few more things here that are right here. Some silicon and some iron over here. We can get wood once we have a chainsaw. Alright, a few more. We'll run back over. All the stuff that you loot's really good XP anyways, and that's the best way to get through the first, like, 10 levels or so. Just looting plants and picking up things. Alright, so it wants us to place the portable constructor. I'm going to, for the moment, stay near this wreckage because it at least gives us a POI marker that we can find to get back to. First couple of nights are usually pretty calm, but after that you start to get some nasty stuff spawn in the area. So you don't want to be out and about without the right equipment. So this is our portable constructor. It wants us to place it. You have to place it on terrain. You'll notice you can't place the portable constructor on these. Later on we're going to be making larger constructors that do more things, and they will have to be placed on a base. In this case, it has to be terrain. So just pick a spot, put it down. It also is now telling us about our temperature. We should have on us a portable heater cooler. It wants us to put that down. And what that does is that basically keeps the temperature kind of level in an area. That way you don't get too hot, you don't get too cold. This is your little camp area. And so we'll place our tent down as well. These are all terrain things. You have to place them on terrain. Oh, yeah, this is something. Whenever you place blocks, you can right-click, and many of the blocks have different shapes or different versions of. So, like, we could do the camo one if we wanted right here, like this. And now we have a tent. And this basically is just a place to pass the night. It only works in single player. It's also a spawn point, so if we die, we spawn back here. We can hit F on it right now. It's going to tell us that it's not night. We can't sleep. It's kind of the old Minecraft style where it's like you can only sleep at night. Alright. Next step you see is the motorbike. So means of transportation, basically. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into the portable constructor. And you can see there is a motorbike construction kit. We're going to put all the ore and stuff that we found into here for now. In fact, I'm just going to put all this stuff in here. Just because it's our box. Right now it's our box. Our storage box. We're not going to live here, so I'm going to put these bandages on there. I'm going to keep the water on me, though that is for what? That is like for catching fire. We got antibiotic ointment. That's if we get necrosis or a dermal burn. And then these stay on me at all times. The sweetener can go in there. The bike construction kit. Alright, so when you craft a bike, in your constructors, you can see there's tabs up here. And so you can go between the different tabs, right? And they're things like, you know, all the food stuff, all the medical stuff. These are all the weapons. These are building blocks or templates. Well, I'm sorry, they're building blocks. That's what this one is. So everything from base starters to just blocks in general. These are all your crafting, like your ingots from your ores. So if I wanted to craft a copper ingot, I could do that. It would use a couple of copper ore, and it would make me an ingot and place it up in the output here, which you'll see. Boop, and I can move that up in there. But here's the funny thing about constructors. If you want to craft something that has multiple steps, they'll do all the steps for you, which is one of the things about this game I really, really like. So if I wanted to craft this motorbike, it needs a motorbike construction kit, right? I don't have a motorbike construction kit yet. So in another game, you would have to come in here, click this. That uses an iron ingot. It would have to, then you would have to make the iron ingot first, and then you can make this, and then you can come over here and make this. But watch what happens in this game when we just say, hey, give me a motorbike. As long as you've got everything you need within the inventory, you see how it's green at the bottom for crafting? So we hit that, and what's going to happen is it's going to make an ingot first, and it's going to use that ingot to make a motorbike construction kit, and then it's going to use that to make the motorbike itself. So it's pretty neat because, you know, when you're making big machines, as long as you've got the base materials, you're good to go. Obviously, if you pre-make ingots and things like that, then you'll be in a better situation. Things will craft faster because you won't have to do those preliminary steps. But it's nice for not having to do all the individual steps. And so this is the motorbike. It's a very, very starter type vehicle. And I'll show you. It handles like crap. When you're at full speeds, it turns wide like a friggin' Mack truck. Look at this turn radius. It's garbage. Garbage radius. But this is only to help you get around right at the beginning. So let's go back. Alright, and then we hop off this. Now the thing about this is if you don't pick it up, right? So we got to do shift and right click or left click. What is it? Shift and F. Pick it back up. Otherwise, it tends to fold up into a little box and then disappears. It's like so in multiplayer, people aren't like littering the landscape of motorbikes. So yeah. Next thing that tells us to do is make an weapon and some ammo. So if we come in here and we look at weapons, right now we can do a projectile pistol. Or we can unlock the shotgun if we want and make that. I think what we're going to do... Let me look and see. F3. Let's see. Weapons. Shotgun. That's 7 points to unlock right now. You'll start to have more points than you know what to do with real quickly in this. So don't stress too much about points. But I think we're going to unlock the shotgun. So I'm a fan of the shotgun. And then if we come in here... we should be able to craft it. Now, it takes some mechanical components and some steel plates. So instead of using the iron we've got in here, I'll show you something. If we come up in here with our starter tool and we right click and we go to salvage, you can have defense mode, which is for like short range fighting. You got salvage, or you get the resource drill, which is what we've been using. We're going to go salvage. And now if you hit this, you notice the hit points are going down and we got some steel plates. So these are all just blocks. When you construct buildings and vehicles and things like that, it's just straight up voxel building, just like Minecraft or just like 7 Days to Die or any other voxel game. This game is unique in that it does separate voxel fields for vehicles versus the terrain. So the terrain, even though the terrain is kind of voxelated, you never feel it. There's not blocks for the terrain. Like we can dig down in this terrain if we want. But it doesn't line up with these, so you can angle these at any place on the terrain and put them down. The voxel like grid is only going to be within this vehicle itself, so it's kind of like really neat that way because you can choose any place you want and build your base kind of the way you want. in the right shape. So we're gonna pull a couple of these apart here. Something to be aware when you're doing work like mining and drilling and stuff like that, it does use your food. So be careful about that. I'm just going to pull a couple of these blocks apart real quick so we have some steel plates. Alright, so now we got 12 steel plates from a couple of blocks. We'll toss those in there. And we could have crafted those with iron ingots, but like I said, I wanted to hold off on that. And now we can make the shotgun. So boom. And we're going to need the ammo for the shotgun. And ammo is made, again, with steel plates, some copper ingots, and some nitrocellulose. And nitrocellulose is basically made from plant fibers. And so we've got these 10 plant fibers here. So we can make shotgun shells. So let's do that. Get that going. And then next thing we're going to aim towards is this multi-tool. So the multi-tool is like an upgraded version of the survival tool. It does all the same stuff. It does it faster. It does it better. It uses these multi-charges, I think. Maybe? Let's see. Ammo multi-charge, yeah. So we can't really use this until we get what's called promethium, which is kind of a radioactive fuel source in this. So, boom. We've just completed the first chapter of the Robinson Protocol by making weapons. So we say okay on that. It'll start the second chapter, which is vehicle transport. So construction. So let's go on that one real quick. And we're going to take our shotgun out. We're going to put that here. And as soon as it's done crafting these shotgun shells, we'll put those in our inventory. Might do some armor soon too. Can we unlock light armor? What does that need? That needs 12 steel plates, 1 electronics, and 1 optical fiber. So what does optical fiber need? Optical fiber needs silicon. So we can actually do that. I think it's worth our time to make armor. Because that gives us a few things that we don't have right now. So if we go into F3, and we go into, is it tools? Is it weapons? At the bottom you have light armor. We can't unlock light armor till we're level 5. So we are currently, what level are we now? Where do we see that? It's here somewhere. I know you guys are yelling at me. They're like, it's right there, man. But I don't see that. Do you guys see it? I'm sure you do. Where did they put this at now? That's sorting options, trash, drop, construction. What do we have? Maybe under these. We're currently level 3. Here it is. So that's under the skill tree, the tech tree. So we need 2 more levels before we can do armor. So let's take this. Let's reload it. Our shotgun. Looks... Why? Oh, we didn't pick... Gotta take the ammo out of here first. So, there. Now let's reload this. Getting close to night, so we're probably gonna try and sleep off the night here in a minute. And then we'll probably pick up our stuff and move about. And see if we can find a better spot to set up. So I'm going to spend a few minutes breaking down these for some steel plates. And as soon as night is here, we'll hit F on this to sleep. It'll make the night pass. And we'll move on. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. Oh yeah, so one thing I wanted to show you guys is that this game has structural integrity in it. So you notice this piece of this ship is sitting, and it's connected by this block and by that block there. So we're going to tear these down real quick. Connecting blocks. We'll take this one out too, just in case. And we'll just make sure. Get rid of this one too. And now we get rid of the only one that this piece is possibly touching, and that's this guy. And you notice it collapses. Now if you click F on it real quick, before it fades away, you can grab all of the parts of that. So you see we just got like an easy, that was like 72 plates for that whole chunk that fell. You just have to get it real quick, and then you get the parts back for it. And our sun is going down. Is it late enough to sleep? Not yet. Okay. So yeah, that's one. If you can cut down the the lower parts of these machines, or these ships, or wreckage, or whatever, and it makes it easier to grab the plates from real fast. So collapsing is great. So I think we'll call this first episode there. That's already a half hour. I've got enough footage already recorded for a second episode, so depending on how you guys like this episode, we will post that or not post that, I guess. So I'll give this a little while to see how you guys react to it, and I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of the tutorial starting out. There's so much more to get into with this game. The building is insane. The attacks, NPC attacks on your bases, all kinds of stuff. So we will leave off here, and in the next episode we will pick up there. If you liked this episode, make sure you give it a like, and if you want to see more like it, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel, and leave me some comments down below. That way I know whether or not you guys are enjoying this. So until the next episode, y'all have a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.